What's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Landucci if you are new. Thanks so much for clicking on my video. Today we are doing this sort of modern 60s style makeup. I really love doing editorial makeup, but I always try and find a way to make it more like realistic and wearable. Even though I love the crazy stuff, this is just a much more approachable way of doing these types of looks, and this came out so cute. So I hope you guys watch and see how I got this. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Come join my little tiny, very tiny YouTube family. And also come follow me on Instagram at Landucci. There's a lot more beauty content on there as well. So thanks so much and enjoy. I'm gonna start with a little skin prep because it's later in the day today and I don't have my morning skincare routine is definitely worn off at this point. So first I'm gonna spray my skin. The holy grail before I do anything in my skincare routine is I spray my skin with a facial spray. This is the one I've been using. It's actually almost gone. It's Honest Beauty, the Hydration Mist. I really like it. I think it's pretty nice. It's not like my top favorite, but it was a nice one to try. So a little mist. And then for a moisturizer slash primer, I have this little Good Molecules silicone-free priming moisturizer I got a free sample of when I ordered some things from Beautylish. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it and see what it's like. I have never tried anything from Good Molecules before, so I'll see what it's like. It's a nice like creamy consistency. I think I took too much. It's really nice. It feels very lightweight and creamy. There's no like real fragrance in it that I can tell. It just feels like, it just smells like skincare, if that makes sense. I'm gonna put a little bit under my eyes too so my concealer goes on smooth. And then for lips, I'm just going to use some of this Kosas Sport Hyaluronic lip balms. This is in Baseline, which is colorless. It's just a regular lip balm. It's really nice. For foundation today, I'm going to use one of my cult classic favorites, the MAC Face and Body Foundation. I absolutely love this foundation. Whenever I don't use it for a while and then I go back to it, I'm always like, wow, I forgot how like amazing this is. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. Take this is a Sephora 99 blush brush, but I use it for foundation, and just start like lightly building this on my skin. I'm not gonna do heavy coverage. Like, when do I ever do a heavy coverage anyways? But I just want to kind of even out the skin tone and get a little base color down. I just love this foundation so much. Look at this like healthy glow it gives to your skin, but it also provides some sort of coverage, and it's such a classic foundation for a reason. And every time, like I said, I don't use it for a while, I go back to it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be in my kind of like arsenal forever. And the color range is amazing. MAC has been doing massive color ranges forever since they started, and I think they don't get enough credit for pioneering kind of like the standard of like baseline 40 color shades. So I think they really deserve the credit where credit is due. They do that so well at MAC. Kudos to them, because that's incredibly important. For concealer, I'm going to use my NudeStix Cream Concealer in the shade number 3. I'm just going to do a little bit under my eyes. And then to cover up some pigmentation I have, nothing crazy. Using the same foundation brush, or blush brush rather. It's so fluffy. For the brows, I'm going to do my little soap brow routine, which I have a whole video on. I'll link it up here if you haven't seen it, but nothing has changed. I do this routine when I have more time to do my brows, because if I don't have time, I'll just run a brow gel through them, a colored brow gel. I just ordered the one from M Cosmetics, which I'm so excited to try, but I use the Hourglass one currently, waiting to use that up. But when I have more time, I'll do this technique, because I think the brows look really cute this way, but it's more time consuming, which, you know, we don't always have time. So I'm just using the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim just to fill in a tiny, tiny bit before I perk them up. And then my soap that I use is from this company, GBK Brows. I've talked about it quite quite often, but it's a small business. It's my sister-in-law's like makeup artist slash, I think she also does her brows as well, but she makes this product, and you know, support a small business when you can. I know there's tons of products like this out there, but I would prefer to use somebody who has a smaller business, you know, when you can. And then before I move to the eyes, I'm gonna do some contour. This has been I've been using this every day since I got it. It's the Danessa Myricks Balm Contour, and it is so beautiful on the skin. It's pigmented, but it feels like nothing. I cannot recommend this product enough. I love it. I love the texture. I love the quality. I love the packaging. I love her as a makeup artist. She's now gonna be at Sephora, which is so exciting and so well deserved. This is such a beautiful cream contour slash bronzer, I guess, whatever you want to use it for. I'm just gonna kind of bring some dimension back into my skin. It's not necessarily contour, but you can already see this side of my face has more shape than this one because I just put a little bit of color on it. And I'm using a Sigma large angled contour brush. I love this brush. It's really fluffy on top, and just lightly giving my skin some more color. But the skin is looking really nice with all these products and that moisturizer. And then a little down the nose. Oh, I always feel so much better when I've got color back into my skin. I feel like in the winter time I can get like sallow, which is like not the cutest vibe. So I love bronzer and blush because it kind of wakes me up and just gives me life. So as you saw from the intro, we are doing this modern 60s eye, which I'm filming this before the intro, obviously. So I'm trying to figure out what I actually want to do for that. That's future Kate, this is present Kate. So I am trying to make a little game plan here because I want to figure out a way to make this look wearable and something that people will actually want to leave their house in. I love editorial makeup, and I'm going to be doing quite a few more out there looks and more extreme looks, which I love to create as well. Just coming from the world of fashion, that's something that I've always loved and what I'm used to being around, but I also want to create things that are wearable and that are achievable and that we can actually use and wear in real life and not feel like, I mean, you can wear whatever you want in life. Who cares, honestly? But I think maybe more people are inclined to do these looks if they're a little bit more, I guess, subtle, or that's even me too. Like, I'd rather wear something a little bit more subtle if it's gonna be a look. So anyways, I'm gonna shut up now and get going on it. I'm gonna use a lot of these colors, or a few of these colors in my, what is this? This is my Tarte In Bloom palette. I love this palette so much. It's so great for if you just need a great solid neutrals palette. I actually broke one the other day because I did my girlfriend's makeup for her birthday on a bus. So it got kind of wild. So I'm gonna take this color Jet Setter first. It's a very, sorry, it's hard to do this. Here. Cool toned, basic brown color. What am I saying? And per usual, I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in the crease. It's kind of how I always start my makeup anyways, but we're gonna start just building a little shape in the crease here. And I'm using my fluffy Space NK brush, you can see it back here, and just light pressure, holding it at the tip of the brush, just going to build some kind of base color in the crease. Honestly, this look I think is gonna be mostly about the lashes, but I do wanna get something in the crease as well, because the 60s vibes are all about shape and like geometry and really cool lines. You know, that's kind of coming back into style. I can tell by a lot of stuff I've been seeing on Instagram. But for me, I'm like, well, how can we make it wearable too? Or more accessible, I think. So that just gives us a little bit of dimension back into our eye. We don't look so flat. But what I think I'm gonna do in lieu of this decade to create some more of a line, I'm gonna take a smaller brush. Let me see here. I'm gonna take a brush like this, a dome-shaped brush. It's pretty dense too. And I'm gonna take this darker color here called Smoke Show, right here. This like dark mocha brown. It's not, there's no red in it, but it's just got some, it's a cool tone brown, darker cool tone brown. And I'm gonna create kind of a line or a more harsh definition in the crease which is very that decade. They like even Sophia Loren and before in like the 40s and 50s, they would create like an actual crease in their eye, a fake crease with black liner or black shadow. And it's such a beautiful look. It's kind of timeless and just so glamorous. So we're gonna do something similar, but a little bit more diffused per my kind of style. So I'm just gonna follow my natural crease and create a line within my crease here. But we're gonna diffuse it a little bit. So I'm gonna go back to my original fluffy brush and just start diffusing this color into the crease. And I kind of went out a little bit too, not so down in the shape of my eye. I kind of want to keep it lifting the eye. And this is just gonna soften it up. The biggest tip I can always tell somebody, or advice I can give if you're kind of wanting to get into playing with shadows more and kind of funkier eye looks, is you don't need many brushes. You really don't. But it's really all about blending and pressure and light pressure. And the softer you go to start with, the easier control, the easier you're gonna have dealing with it at the end result. Like light layers, building, blending, kind of mapping out and seeing the shape you want, the colors you want. You can always add more, but it's harder to take away. So I always tell people, you know, start slow, blend, light layers. That's gonna be the easiest way to kind of, I guess, get into these like more fun or interesting shadow looks. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more color into the crease again, just to get it to the pigmentation I want and the shape that I want. And you don't always have to get it right the first time, right? Like the slower you go and the lighter pressure you use and lighter hand you use, you know, you can work with it and trust the process, right? Like I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I just enjoy doing this so much that, you know, I just love to teach myself new techniques, and it's just fun to learn new things and try new things, and you know, that's the whole beauty of makeup. This is kind of like the look or the vibe that I got to, but it just creates that kind of fake crease, very, very 60s look. So I think it's gonna look so cute with like these dramatic lashes. And like I said, you just keep blending to get to wherever spot that you are happy with it. I could sit here and blend my eyeshadow for like 20 minutes if I had the time. But for the sake of the video, we must move on. Okay, so I'm gonna be using some fake lashes today. These are the ones that I use if I'm wearing fake lashes, which lately, no one's doing this because we have nowhere to go and no one cares and whatever. But they are really fun if you want to amp up a look. And these are the Ardell Not Free Natural Short Black ones. They do have the packs that come with like the short, medium, and long. I also like this too, but I don't use the long that often. So I figure the short kind of gets me where I want to go most of the time if I'm using them. So before I use or start that process, I'm going to use a little bit of mascara to start and just get something on the lashes. I'm going to try, it's my first time trying it. It's the Kosas Big Clean Mascara. It's their new mascara. Mascara is having a moment right now. Everybody is launching mascaras and they're all good. And I haven't tried any of them because I cannot buy new mascara if I'm not ready to, because I don't want to waste the tubes. They dry out so quickly, so we'll get to them all eventually. But this is the one that I'm gonna try today, and it's the Kosas Big Clean. And I'm just gonna put, wow, okay, it's already very intense, which is amazing. I'm gonna try my best to make this a very light layer. And it's just so we have something for the falsies to kind of like grip to. I just put a little glue on my like container here. You can see it up there. And I use the Duo glue in the dark color if I'm using strip lashes. Just because I'm not the best with lashes. I don't wear them often, so I think I'm a little I feel more confident when the glue is darker. So I feel like if I screw up, it's like you won't see it, even though the white one dries clear. But anyways, I just have some glue kind of drying. Where are you? The glue is kind of drying on here. You gotta wait till the glue is tacky to put them on your lashes, which I'm never good at doing. I rush it. You gotta really wait till it dries down. But I have it in some tweezers, and I'm just gonna start placing them in clusters. So we get like a clumpier section across the eye, which is so much a part of this vibe. So I'm gonna just wait till this gets tacky, and then I'm not gonna talk through this process because I'm not the best at this. But you'll see me kind of place them in like 2 or 3 clumps, like here, the middle, and the corner. So we get that kind of twiggy lash vibe, but very wearable. So we're just gonna pop on a little bit more mascara just to kind of adhere them all together. But I love the like wispy factor that we get with this kind of look, but we're just gonna like adhere them together with my real lashes with my fake lashes. Just going really lightly too, because you don't wanna move them. I waited for them to dry a little bit, but you know, you don't wanna go too crazy and move them around. Okay, for the bottom lashes, we are going full clump. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of push like a certain section of my lashes together so we can get the more twiggy vibe. They used to use, back in the day, they would put liner kind of underneath the eye to create these fake liner lashes too. I love that look so much, but I think it's a little intimidating for people, and you don't necessarily wanna always like go through that effort or feel like you want to go that extreme. So I'm just gonna kind of clump little sections of my bottom lashes together to give me that effect without having to draw on those fake lashes. And I'm using the tip of the mascara wand. That's gonna be your best friend because it's really gonna, it clumps up on the end anyways, so that's gonna be, you know, your best, I always say your best bet. That's gonna be the easiest way to get this vibe. Okay, the last bit with the eyes. To really get that eye-opening effect, your best bet, like I always say, your best bet. The best way to do that is with a white or a bright colored eyeliner. This one is LA Girl Ultimate Intense Day Auto Liner. This is in very bright. I like it because the white sometimes looks a little too fake, and it can almost make the whites of your eyes look yellow. So this one is more of like a beigey pink color, so it'll give you that bright open effect but not look so like stark. So I'm gonna put this on the inner rim of my lower lash line. Eyes are done. They look so cute, and I think this look is very wearable, and you can definitely do this yourself at home, and it's such a timeless, cool look, and I love doing this. I'm gonna do this more often if I have somewhere to go, like a dinner or something. So for blush, I'm gonna use this Burt's Bees blush. I feel like in the 60s they did very like peachy colored blushes, which is like one of my favorite types of blush as well. So this is in the color Bare Peach, and these blushes are great. I've talked about them tons, but they have like almost a little bit of shimmer in them. It's very subtle, but it just looks really healthy on the cheeks. So I'm just blending it back into the contour that I already have. I'm not gonna put blush on my nose like I normally would. I feel like that's not the kind of look that was popular then, even though like it kind of kills me not to do it, but I'm just gonna keep it simple, keep to the theme. I also feel like highlighter was not super popular either, and I feel like I have enough glow going on. I actually want to use a little bit of powder, which is rare for me to say. Odd, who am I? But I think we're gonna stick with the theme. It kind of kills me not to use highlighter, but I think we don't need it per se. and I want to keep it a little more authentic, but of course add highlighter if you want. I'm just going to use a little powder in my T-zone with this Hourglass. I use what's in the cap, but it's just the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder. I always just use what's in the cap because I don't like a lot, and that's like my benchmark for knowing how much is too much. Just doing my T-zone very lightly. For lips, I'm going to line them with NYX Nude Truffle, one of my absolute favorite lip liners ever. And just wipe off this lip balm. I'm really blurring out the lip liner because I don't know, I don't think wasn't popular then to really have a kind of a strong lip line. So I'm just personally doing this just to define them a little bit and create kind of a shadow, because who doesn't want bigger lips? And then for the lipstick, I love the very like muted, almost concealer lips that were popular back then. The lightest pink that I have is this Givenchy color, which I love dearly. It's the Rouge Interdit colors. The lip vinyls, this is beige number 2. I love this. But to get it a little bit more muted, I'm gonna mix some on the back of my hand with my concealer. See, it's very pink. It's very pink. I want it a little bit more soft. So I'm gonna put a bunch on the back of my hand, mix it in with my concealer, and you can do this with any lipstick ever. Also with lipstick to create, if you wanna use your lipstick for blush, you can also mix that with your concealer. And it's a great kind of tool if you ever wanna mute out something but still want that color, and see how much more, why can't I do this correctly? See how much more that 60s tone it got, but there's still a hint of pink in it. So I'm just gonna dab this on very lightly. This is the final look. I think it came out so cute. It was actually really easy. Once you get those lashes going, you're kind of rolling, but they were really testing me for a minute. I love this look. I hope you guys try this at home. This was so fun to recreate, and there are definitely more of these kind of editorial, for real life looks coming to you soon. So thanks so much for watching.